to my show. I hope you like houseplants, 'cause we're gonna talk about them and touch their leaves.
Scooch. Excuse me, sir. Hey, you guys. Welcome back. I know it has been such a long time, and I missed you guys so much. I feel terrible. I mean, honestly, I don't really feel terrible, but I feel like a little bad. It's been a month and a half. My excuse is just I've been really busy. You know, we've opened up traveling again with work, so I've been on the road more again. And also we are almost finished with the house remodel. As you can see, I'm in my dining room with all my beautiful plants around me. I'm so excited to have this new space to sort of film in and do, you know, crafty stuff. And we're gonna do a crafty thing today. I'm very excited, and I think you should be too. Before we get into that though, a short little life update. So go ahead and skip ahead to the crafty stuff. I'll go ahead and spoil it. We're mounting some ferns today to go in my new bathroom. I can't wait to show you guys the bathroom. The wallpaper is up, the tile is done. Really there's just some little things left, like hanging mirrors and installing the tub. We have to install the bathtub still. It's like not a high priority to my husband because he doesn't plan on taking baths. But I am so excited for this bath, and I want it to just be in already because I can't wait to take a bath. I can't wait. Ugh. I have like 2 bottles of bubble bath. I bought like 2 new bath bombs. I'm just like ready to chill in a bathtub. So, yeah, so that's all that's left of the bathroom. Kitchen, we still have to do backsplash tile. And then, so that's kind of preventing a lot of other things from happening. We do the backsplash tile. And then we can like finish touching up the paint on the trim, finish installing the outlets, and turn on the electricity to this side of the house. It's just like this wall here. Anyways. And then like installing the stove and the hood, all of that kind of has to wait until the tile is done. So once backsplash is done, the kitchen's gonna just like take off. The little pantry isn't in yet, but again, I mean, if anyone else is renovating during the pandemic, you know what it's like. We're still waiting on the last sort of piece to our cabinets. It's okay. It'll get here when it gets here. I'm not gonna stress about it because I can't control it. It's out of my hands. Anyways, aside from that, I did want to give some planty updates. I know I mentioned this in my last video a month and a half ago that I was seeing some spider mites. I'm still battling the spider mites. I did get some Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. I've been using the systemic granules just like as a preventative in my soil for a long time. So just so you know, the systemic insecticide, you really have to stay on top of adding. It's not like a thing you just like add once and you're fine. At least I thought it was that way, but I'm starting to think that now it sort of has an effective period and then it's no longer effective. So just, yeah, that's what's been happening to me. There are certain plants that seem to just like, they're getting those spider mites and they just keep getting them no matter how many times I treat them. So, yeah, I've had a couple losses, I'm not gonna lie. It hasn't been anything major though. If it was a plant I really loved and really like spent money on and cared about, I would try very hard to save it. So some of the things I just was like, I don't care about you, just go ahead and die. And I also wanted to let you know that I canceled my houseplant box subscription order. I actually did that several months ago. So I made the video where I reviewed the subscription. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I'm downgrading it to 1 out of 5 stars. 2 if you're feeling real generous. But that's because after I made that video, the next month's plant was a teeny tiny little coffee plant. Again, it's a $15 subscription box. Get the heck out of here. No way. So I actually wouldn't even recommend that subscription to new people. I know I had said that in my last video. It's like if you're overwhelmed with what to get, you know, this might be okay for you because all the plants are really easy to take care of and you get a nice variety. But I think for the price, it's just not worth it. Go to your local plant store and ask. Just ask. Be like, what? I'm new to owning plants. What's something that you know that I can like really take care of? Let them know like your budget, that you don't want to spend a lot of money on something you're going to kill because you're new. And I think you'll find that most plant people at plant stores are really helpful and they really want other people to get into the hobby. So that's what I would do. Or you can just go to like a box store and buy a plant from there, because aside from peace lilies, which are really like, either you can take care of a peace lily and that's great and good for you, or you will kill it. Peace lilies are just like one of those things, kind of like cilantro. You either love it or you hate it. That's peace lilies. We've been through this. I have killed several peace lilies, so they're not for me. But anyways, you can just go to a box store and buy a plant. I know a lot of people say to start with like succulents and cacti because they thrive on neglect, as it were. But I think if you really want to get into the hobby and you're really enthusiastic, a succulent or a cactus is not the way to go. Because if you're really enthusiastic and excited, you are going to love that thing to death. For real. Succulents and cacti, you don't water them. You don't look at them. You pretend they're not there. So if you're like really excited to have your first houseplant, maybe don't go for something that can't handle, you know, a lot of attention. So succulents and cacti are kind of, yeah. That's why I couldn't keep succulents alive for a long time, because I just didn't understand that I was watering them to death. I didn't know. I was like, why do they keep dying on me? Oh, because you shouldn't water them once a week. Oh, okay. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into this video. These are the 2 ferns that I'm going to go ahead and, you know, what am I doing with these? These are the ferns I'm going to mount. I have a nice little baby staghorn, just a little guy. It's put on some new leaves in my care. So it's doing really well. It's a happy little fern, but it's just a little guy. And then I have this lovely bird's nest fern, which it's doing pretty good. It's like definitely gotten bigger since I got it, but it's not, you know, it's fine. I think once it's in the bathroom, you know, maybe like it'll just be so happy. Okay, so those are my ferns. I also have 2 pieces of wood. I think this staghorn is probably gonna go on this guy. I just got this from like a hobby store. I think Joann's. Yeah, it was Joann's. Yeah, so it's just a piece of wood. It's pretty thin. And then this I actually bought off of Etsy, and it's like a really nice piece of wood. Like, look at that. The grain on it. Woo! Beautiful. It's kind of a weird shape. I think I'll probably try to hang it like this so it doesn't look like a piece of toast, because it's very square. But hang it like this and put a fern right there, you won't notice that it's a square. Okay, so that's that. I also have D-hooks, which I'm going to put on the back so I can hang up the mounts. And they're these little guys. Yep. So I'm gonna screw these to the back, and then they're gonna hang from this little D-hook. Okay, you just get those from a hardware store. All right, I also have some plant food pellets. I'm probably just gonna put a few little pellets in with each fern when I plant them, just, you know. All right, and then of course I have sphagnum moss and some potting mix. So my general potting mix is like, it's like a quarter perlite, a quarter orchid bark, a quarter cocoa husk, cocoa core, and then a quarter just like general indoor potting mix. So that way it's not like too heavy, it's a nice fluffy mix. There's some Lego balls in here too. I don't know, those are just, I don't even know how they got there. So first things first, I'm gonna get my drill and I'm gonna put some D-hooks on here, because the last thing you wanna do is put the ferns on and then try to put a hook on the back. When you walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine, I get so into you, baby. And you will want to pre-drill your screw holes, because otherwise you might crack the wood, and that's the last thing you want to do. If you're doing a project like this, you buy these nice big slabs of wood and you don't want to crack them. My little hands. They're so fragile and delicate. Okay, here's another thing to consider. There's a rather large sort of knot over here, so I'm definitely gonna hang over on this side, because again, trying to avoid places where the wood looks like it could be more likely to split while I'm drilling. And that's the last thing I want, especially with this piece of like wood. It's like a piece of burl oak, and it was like $35. That other one was like $8. Okay, this is gonna last way longer than that. It put up a lot more resistance. This is moving. It's probably because I'm fucking around. Oh, hold on. I'm back, and I put my nails in here. You can see those guys. There's 6 in this one, because this was really hard. Wood. It's oak, burl oak, so really nice hard wood. Sorry, I just so I was trying to use the longer nails and I completely mangled the first one because the wood was so hard, so I used shorter nails, and I was just a lot more deliberate and careful with my hammer. And then this guy, this bigger one, has 8 nails in it. And I did accidentally, like, they were poking through the back. Just a tiny bit, so I had to take the hammer and sort of make sure that there wasn't any pokey bits. So these are ready to go. I'm so excited. So sorry if I'll try to keep my head down here, but I want you guys to see what I'm doing, because that's the more important part. I do have string. That's important. I don't think I mentioned that. So this is just some like clear thread. You can get it from the craft store in the sewing department. Buy all the other thread. I got this at Joann's. I've had it forever. I've used it for tons of shit. It's pretty strong. I think they use this for quilting and stuff. A lot of the videos I watched on YouTube, they used fishing line, which is probably better, but I already had this, so I'm gonna use it. But anyways, I think I'm gonna put my bird's nest fern on this beautiful boy, or girl, however the wood identifies. Okay, so full disclosure, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never mounted a plant on a piece of wood before. This is my first time doing it. I did watch a lot of other YouTube videos, and I also read some how-to articles, so I feel like I'm pretty well informed, but I still might mess this up. Okay, now I'm not gonna mount them like this. I mean, obviously if not with the pot, no pot, but just use your imagination. I'm not gonna plant it like that, because that looks kind of funny, and it's just not very natural looking. Like a plant wouldn't just grow perfectly straight out of this log like this, a perpendicular or a vertical log, and they wouldn't grow perpendicular. They grow a little bit like this so that they can catch the sun a little bit better. And doesn't that look, you know, that looks a little weird, but this looks lovely. Like it's spilling out. Sachet. All right, so I've got my soil, and I'm gonna just put a little bit, wait, make sure I know where my top is. Okay. This is the top. Don't lose where your D-hook is and hang it upside down. That would be terrible. So I'm just putting some soil right in the center here, right in the center of my nails. Try to keep it neat. Oh, there's a leca ball in here. As I say, I'll try to take leca balls out. I mean, I don't think they do any harm, so whatever. Do what you want to do. All right, and now I'm gonna put just a few little slow release fertilizer pellets. Just a few. Ooh, stank. Fertilizers are stinky. Probably because they're made out of like animal blood. Did you know that? Okay, because like I thought that blood meal fertilizer, like you can buy it from the store, like a granular blood meal fertilizer, I thought it was made out of like blood worms. Like ground up worms. Makes sense, right? No, it's dried up animal blood from like slaughterhouses. The more you know. So yeah, I don't know about you, but that grosses me out hard. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my plant out. Oh my goodness, this thing is like, it is so root bound. Oh wow. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm like gently tearing it apart. This is terrible. No. Okay, let's try. So I've got it, you see I've like split it. Oh, it was like this and I split it. I'm just gonna put it right on top there. And then sort of press it down so it's facing towards you guys. Oh, sorry, my thing's in the way. Are you seeing what I'm doing? See, it's kind of like angled, like a ski jump. Maybe put like a little bit more soil under this side. Okay. All right. I should have put the nails way further apart. But anyways, here we go. It's time for the stay. Okay. I'm just putting some sphagnum all the way around this beautiful beast. And this is just to hold everything in. And it also helps to regulate the moisture, and it'll be really easy to see when you need to water it because the sphagnum will get all light colored and crispy and you'll know, oh, I should water my fern. And the way to water, from what I've learned, the way to water a mounted fern is to literally take it off the wall and either put it in your shower and just turn the shower on. It's just like literally sitting on the floor of the shower, just getting all moist and wet. Or you can take it off and like dunk it in your sink, in your kitchen, or in a bathtub. So that's what I plan to do, is like put it in my bathtub. Oh, I got my towel. I can keep my hands clean. Always bring a towel. All right, now I'm gonna use my string. Oh, and just tie it. I'm gonna wrap it around this nail a few times. Just wrap it around, and then I'm gonna tie it. Okay. So here we go. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to just cross my thread over the sphagnum, but not over any leaves. and sort of wrap it around the nail on the opposite side, if I can find it. There it is. So I'll wrap it, and I'm gonna do a full wrap. I'm not just gonna like hook it. I'm actually going to twist it around the nail for extra stability. Get out of here, Spag. Oh, this is a lot more annoying than I thought it was gonna be. This project is not for impatient people. And I am a very impatient person. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am super impatient. Okay, I'm doing it. It's working. Yeah, baby. Just wrapping it around, wrapping it around, wrapping it. I'm wrapping. Mambly pambly. I'm gonna do like a full wrap around too. Just really get her in there. Okay. Riveting. An absolutely riveting video. Probably cut most of this out. You know what's crazy? I really miss my family. You know? I do. I see them like all the time too. But they're like my favorite people, I guess. Which is weird. You know, when you're younger, you're like, oh, my family. Ugh. I mean, you just kind of are like, you're forced to live with someone and grow up with them during all of these, you know, tumultuous times in your life, like going through puberty and just being a kid in general is a confusing and scary time. You know, people always say like, treasure your childhood and your youth. And it's like, yeah, I get that. But also like, I think sometimes people forget that like being a kid, it has its own difficulties and its own struggles. And it's mostly just like, not just so much uncertainty, but like extreme discomfort with uncertainty. Like you get older and you start to get better at being just like, don't know, don't care. You know, at least I have. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but it's fine. No one knows what they're doing. And it's like when you're a kid, it takes like your whole life to learn that, like really learn that no one knows what they're doing. I should say very few people know what they're doing. But life is a constant lesson. You're always learning, always. If you're an adult and you're not still learning in life, like, I don't know, I feel like you're doing something wrong. No offense to anyone, but like, you're doing life wrong, man. Okay, here's the hard part, is I'm ready to tie her off and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna spin it around so I can see what I'm doing, okay? So I can't really do a close-up of this, and also I don't really have a plan for how I'm gonna do this. So I'm just wrapping it around this nail like a bunch of times. And then I think I'll probably do another slip knot to close her off. That's probably what my plan's gonna be. But we'll see. Get around that nail. Okay. Here we go, moment of truth. Cut the thread. Left myself plenty of thread, about a foot of it, so that I can tie it. Okay, so I wrapped it around, but then I didn't, so I'm doing like a knot. Hey, that worked really well. Okay, I want to do like 3 knots, really. I feel like 3 is the magic number. Oh my God. Okay, I lost a couple pieces of spag. No biggie, no biggie. Look at that. Look at it. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it and say that I nailed it. Nailed it. All right. Let's put that one aside and do fern number 2. So exciting. I've been wanting to do this forever. I bought these ferns like right after we demoed the house. You know what I mean? Like I bought them ridiculously early, and I've just been keeping them alive and growing. Okay, same thing again. Put a little bit of soil in the middle here. Just a bit. Don't got a lot of room. Okay. Okay. Let's see, my hook is on this end. So this is the top. A couple little bits of fertilizer. Just a few little guys. Just dump them. Okay. And then from moving forward, once these are like well established on the board, I'll just use like a liquid fertilizer when I water them. So here's my fern. So this is the bottom, this is the top. So again, I'm going to angle it upward like that. My goodness, this is like, oh, it's not nearly as bad. I was like, this is really root bound too. It's not as bad. I couldn't believe that bird's nest fern. I didn't even know ferns could like, man, I don't know. I don't know a lot about ferns, so it's a good thing I'm doing this. Okay. I'm gonna do the kind of the same thing, like try to just sort of like flatten out this bottom so that it's shaped like a wedge. And this, just put it right on top there. Oh yeah, it needs to grow new like shield leaves. I don't know if that's what they're actually called. Shield leaves. Ah! And now the sphagnum. It would be a little rougher with the roots to get a better initial shape, but I'm like legitimately concerned about killing the plant because ferns have delicate roots. They really do, in my opinion. And I learned a hard lesson with begonias. Yeah, so I found out that that was really the reason why my begonias kept dying, was because I was too rough with them when I repotted them. So now my go-to method with begonias is to just not repot them. Not until I have to, and then I will be very gentle when I repot. Like literally pack a hole and then just drop the plant into the hole, like as is out of the nursery pot. Whatever shape, no matter how root bound those roots are, I'm not going to touch them. Even a little bit. Okay, we need a little bit more over here. This is sort of like working with Play-Doh that just like doesn't really want to stick together. Like, it's kind of annoying. And I have no idea what that side looks like. Let me spin it around. Oh yeah, good call, Janelle. It looks like shit over here. Oh my god. Oh, whoops. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this, again, I'm just gonna like tie it on this time. Not gonna try to do a fancy thing. I'm just gonna get her on. That begonia griffin I bought from Down to Earth in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, doing wonderfully. It helps that it was really healthy when I bought it. Like all of the begonias I've ordered from Steve's Leaves were really healthy when I got them, but like the shipping process is just not fun, you know? Like, I don't blame them. And then I'm going and repotting them way sooner than they need to be, and they get all upset. So, I mean, that's like 100% on me. But this, the Down to Earth Griffin begonia is doing really, really well. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I also think I was watering my begonias way more than I needed to. I think that was one that I just like assumed that all begonias like really liked to be wet, but they don't. I don't think there's any plant except for like bog plants that really want to be wet. So that was silly. But yeah, so they like to be in a humid environment, which is kind of, I mean, I've been talking about this forever. It's kind of difficult for me to achieve a really humid environment in my home, just because of where I live. So, I mean, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna do like a spiral wrap on this guy too. Don't get the leaves under the wire. The plant won't thank you for that. Looks like I'm gonna have enough of this wire too, which is awesome. Good news. Good news all around. Get that piece of spag. Trying to find like pieces of spag that are just like really sticking out and just giving them a good crossover, you know. Okay, I'm getting way better at this. It also helps that these nails are much further apart than the other ones were. Oh. Oh. But yeah, I think you know, I got really into houseplants like a lot of us did with being bored at home and whatnot. And I think I've learned a lot more about what kind of plants jive with me, do well in my care. Peperomia prostrata, string of turtles, as much as I love it, it's just not working out, you guys. It's not working out. The one I have now is doing really terribly. And, well, I had spider mites. I don't know if that actually caught spider mites, but it would be a really difficult one to treat for spider mites. Just because the tiny little leaves, they come off really easy. You can't exactly like flip them over and get the undersides. So I think I'm gonna have to just call that one a loss and move on with my life. So sad. Sad but true. Sad but true. Oh my goodness, what's the mess? Okay, here we go. So yeah. Oh, also speaking of adorable plants with adorable names that I can't seem to keep alive, my ficus crucifolia string of frogs is also taking a big old dump right on my heart, just right on my heart, a big stinking pile in my soul. And I'm so upset. That one for sure got spider mites. And again, really hard plant to treat for spider mites. And I don't know if I'm gonna just like, I'm kind of at the point where like there's some new healthy growth on it, but I'm so paranoid about most of the other growth that's starting to turn gray and brown and whatever and dying that I just don't know, you guys. I just don't know. All right, I think that's good. I'm gonna cut it off. Speaking of cutting it off, that's what I think I might do with my string of frogs. I don't really see it making it at this point, and so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, might as well if it's gonna die anyways. It's absolutely soul crushing. Absolutely soul crushing. I hate spider mites so much. I hate them. I knew I shouldn't have gotten a miniature rose again. I'm gonna blame it on the miniature rose. That thing got spider mites and it died. It's dead, it's gone. Never again. Anyways, I'm gonna just stick to like, you know, my philodendrons and my peperomias and my Hoyas. I know they like me and I like them. And there's tons of varieties in just those 3 plant families. It's like, you don't need one of everything. You don't need 20 of everything. Find the plants. You know what? That's what I've learned this year. That's this year's houseplant lesson. Experiment, try new plants, love them, but don't take it personally when they die. Get ones you know you can keep alive. Anyways, hey, check it out. Look at that. Aww. She's cute. That one's not quite as like slanted as the other one, but that's okay because it's a staghorn and it'll grow a nice shield eventually, probably, hopefully. But for now, I think it looks very cute. Very cute. Let's bring the other one back over here. Oh, this is stupid. Why can't I pick this up? Here's my 2 new mounted ferns. Look how good they look. Aw, I really like this guy a lot. I like this bird's nest fern way better like this on a mount than just in a pot. It looks so good. It looks so good. And then Staghorn, you got some growing up to do. But I have no doubts in your ability to become an absolutely gorgeous, stunning knockout of a fern. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I really missed you guys. Go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment below if you've done this kind of thing. Please let me know if I've made any huge glaring mistakes. You guys have helped me before in the past, so please do so again so we can all learn from each other in this great, wonderful houseplant hobbyist community that we have. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the crisp fall air if you're having it. And remember to be good to yourself. Be good to your friends. Be good to the animals and be good to your plants. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you liked my plans. Go and have yourself a real nice day, and I'll see you next time.